Hello, Angie here with Emotional Wellness. Not sure if anybody can hear me, so if you're there, let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'll do the video again. Hey Sarah, I'm glad that you're watching. Can you hear me? Because I'm in my car. I don't know if you can hear me. I want to talk today about challenging the food police. Awesome, you can hear me. Okay, so what does it mean to challenge the food police? This is like one of my favorite ones. It really is, because you've spent a long time and a lot of hours teaching your inner voice and your inner self all of the rules of dieting, every last one of them. Regardless of what program you've chosen, there's been rules that you had to obey. Specific calorie counts, how many carbs you could have, how many protein you were to eat, blah, blah, blah. You learned a lot about food. Many people know more about food than a nutritionist, I think. We should not, in my opinion, be able to rattle off how many calories are in something. And to think that one of those glorious large muffins that you can get at Costco or Sam's Club, if you read the label on there, they tell you it's 3 servings. And that's insane to me. But they do that so that they can fit within your rules, the rules for your program, for what you're trying to achieve. So with this intuitive eating thing and this kind of ditching the diets and stopping the food fight, you get to challenge the food police. So as you sit down at a meal, or maybe you're deciding to, it's nice and sunny. It wasn't this morning. There was a big storm that went through. But it is nice and sunny today. I'm having internet problems at the house though, which is why I'm out in the sun in my car. So anyway, itchy nose. With challenging the food police, what you're doing is you're breaking all of the dieting rules. You really are. You're sitting down with cookies and milk to enjoy them. And when the voice comes in that says you shouldn't be eating those, you basically tell it where to go. Because if you want to sit down and enjoy cookies and milk, by golly, you have the right to do that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. Another dieting rule, here's the one that I see women doing all the time. So I go to a monthly church meeting that starts at 7 o'clock, and there's always refreshments, and there's always women who say, well, I can't have that because I'm on this program. My program won't let me eat, or my program told me to not eat anything after 6 or anything after 7. Okay, and that's right, Sarah. Absolutely right. If you know for sure that you have a food allergy or you have a food sensitivity, for instance, mine is sugar, using a food journal, I was able to pinpoint what was causing my lungs to shut down and to have an asthma attack. Well, it wasn't really asthma. It was actually an allergic response to sugar. And so I keep sugar out of my life because I like to breathe. I'm just funny that way. Breathing is important to me. So I avoid sugar. But I do that because, again, I like to breathe. I'm not doing that in an effort to lose weight. I'm not doing that because I hope that by doing so today, Saturday, the weight on the scale will be less. So I avoid sugar for my health. Okay? No, that's really not funny, is it? So, I avoid sugar for my health. I avoid sugar because, like I said, I like to breathe. But again, like I was saying before, when we go out to social events that are in the evening, but our program has said, well, you can't eat after 6, or there's no eating after 7. Then we're sitting there and we're wanting it. We desire it. It's part of the social activity. And yet, we're not going to eat it. And then you know what happens? Because I used to be that person. I used to be that person. You have to remember that, guys. I used to be that person. I'm not preaching this because it's not anything that I did. I used to be that person. And I would go home and it would be bedtime and I would be hungry and I would lay there trying desperately to go to sleep. But I couldn't go to sleep because I was hungry. I wanted to eat something. But the program said that I can't eat after 6 o'clock. And then it's, well, just drink water. Just fill up on water. And then I'm getting up all night long. I'm getting up all night long to empty my bladder. And then the hunger pangs are getting worse because I'm getting up. Exactly. Operative word being used to be. I used to be like that. Now, 9 o'clock rolls around. I'm hungry. I'm going to eat something because I sleep better. I sleep better. I have women tell me, well, I wake up frequently at night. Not really to go to the bathroom. I just kind of lay there and I can't get back to sleep. You're hungry. Get up and have a snack. Whatever you want. Even if it's just a cup of milk. If that's something that you can have, whatever. We're not any different than a little child. We're just not. Our kids want a snack before they go to bed, and we're more than happy to do that. Why? Because they'll go to bed and they'll sleep all night long in many cases. And they do that because they're full, they're satisfied, and they can go to sleep and their body can shut down and it can do what it needs to do, and we're no different. We're no different. So in challenging the food police, you're basically telling them where to go. You're saying, get out of my head. Now here's the hard part. The hard part is not the inner voice, and it's not what's inside you. The hard part is that you have also taught your family members and your friends what your food rules were. You have enlisted them in the Food Police Academy. You taught them everything that they needed to know so that they could be your external food police. And now it's time to teach them something else. And that can be the really hard part, because this journey is all about breaking all of the dieting rules. It's about stopping the food fight, putting all the food back on the table with few exceptions, if any. Again, the exceptions would be if you are allergic or you have a known sensitivity. Obviously, you're not going to harm yourself with those foods. But otherwise, all foods are back on the table, and you repair yourself, or you repair your relationship with food, with movement, and with yourself, because you matter. And it's time for you to matter to yourself. It's time. It's time to take care of yourself. It's time to repair those relationships, because guess what, guys? Food is not the enemy. Food is fuel. And talking as somebody who got to a point where I wouldn't eat anything because I was so afraid of food. I was so afraid of eating anything because it was all making me fat. And the real truth is, none of that was making me fat. What was making me fat was not eating. What was making me fat was depriving my body of the calories, aka fuel, that my body needed in order to function. And so my body, because it's smart, your body is so smart, Your body can take anything that you put into it and turn it into fat. Fat is its storage. That's what it stores for excess energy, because it knows that you are going to deny it fuel. And when you deny it fuel, it has to have a backup fuel source. And that's what the fat is. The fat is the backup battery supply. It is. It becomes an accessory. And the only way to get rid of it is to break the cycle. So this week, we are challenging the food police. And I talked last week about starting up a group. I have a group that I've been putting units in. And the internet problems today have kind of slowed me down. But my goal is to get that up and running and get it announced so people can start joining. And there's already people in this group, you guys. There's already people that I've been working with for 2, 3, 4 years that we've been on this journey together. And you get to join them. And it's going to be a fraction of what you would spend for me, for one-on-one sessions with me. But I'll be in the group and we can talk about that. We can talk about that on another call. But for this week, challenge the food police. It is okay for you to feed your body. Eat whatever you want to eat, as long as it's not harmful, as long as you're not going to pay for it later. Okay? Such as when I have sugar, I wake up in the middle of the night unable to breathe. And I like to breathe, so I don't have sugar. So go and spread the word. Please share these videos with people. This is staying on my Facebook page. It's going to stay public. There's little things that I do every single week on this page so that people can get involved. So thanks for watching. I love you, Sarah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.